Yeah. What's up, good people, and welcome to another episode of Keep It Thorough, where we give you the real behind business, health, money, and self development, and introduce engaging concepts to help you perform better in all areas of life. I'm your host, Cedric Lavelle, joined by my counterpart, Mr. E Double himself.
Yes, sir. E double, and we back at y'all again. Episode 83 this week. Another money episode, and the title of this one is "Money Magnet: Helpful Tips for Attracting Abundance." So, we love money, man. It's a good topic. I think most
Big
people like money. And before we kick it off, as always, be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms. I'm not even going to list them out this time. Y'all know the social media platforms.
All of them.
All of them, likes, comments, subscribe, all that. And be sure to check out the kit that corresponds to this episode. You can find those on keepitthorough.com/kits. And, there's a kit that corresponds to every episode that, is a nice read if you don't want to watch us or listen, if you prefer to read. So let's go and kick it off.
We prefer all. Watch, listen, read.
Hey, if you wanna listen and then go watch it and then read up on it, or read it and then go read up, or I didn't confuse my damn self.
Whatever works
you want
for
to
you.
do what you do.
We got it all. But yeah, man, like you say, money magnet, helpful tips for attracting abundance. So when I looked at this particular title and was just doing some thorough thoughts on this, the law of attraction. You like that, huh?
Thoughts.
Yeah, that was good.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thorough thoughts. You know what I'm saying? That may be something new that we got to do.
Okay.
You feel me? But the law of attraction kind of came to mind, and I understand how people may look at the law of attraction. When you say the energy you put out is the energy you get back. Some people may believe that. Some people don't. I believe that the energy you put out rather, is the energy that you receive back. And I just look at energy as like your effort. What type of vibe, what type of effort, what type of actions are you putting out, and what you're putting out is what you get back. I also believe that how you think about a situation, whether it's from a very optimistic standpoint or a very pessimistic standpoint, can definitely have a direct effect on the outcome of whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, or the results that you want. And so when I look at money and finances, I believe all of those things somewhat correlate. If you're approaching your money situation with a very negative attitude or a very pessimistic attitude, obviously the outcome is not going to be favorable, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing, you're not going to find a solution if you're not approaching that situation with the right frame of mind, right? Obviously, approaching something with positivity can lead to more positivity. And in addition to that, it allows you to have an opportunity to navigate towards results. And then when you think about your actions, if you're not putting forth the right actions to get the outcome that you're looking for, of course, the results are going to amount to nothing, pretty much. Right? If you're not putting forth the right action, if you're not doing the right things to lead to a result or lead to a specific outcome, you're not going to see things manifest. You're not going to be able to attract the abundance in the financial aspect that you're looking for. So definitely got to consider those things when it relates to the law of attraction. But also, if you want to attract abundance, you have to keep those things in mind as well, too.
Absolutely. And I think of everything you just said, one of the most important things was mindset. And most things start with like a mindset shift, right? So kind of moving in that direction and, understanding the importance of that, it's important to focus on your financial upside, right? Focus on the positive. Don't stay stuck on the negative.
Yeah.
And what are some ways that you can do that, right? So when it comes to wanting to extract streams of income, it requires reasonable decisions, practical planning, and taking calculated risks that align with your financial goals, right? And that aligning with your financial goals is very important, because everything isn't for you just because it makes money.
Right.
But having that mindset shift, and then putting goals in place, and then taking the necessary steps to achieve those goals, right? And then again, to go back to mindset, and we've said this a bunch of times, that viewing money as not an outcome or something to buy something, but as a tool, right? Yeah. And then that shift in mindset of viewing money as like an instrument to achieve your goals just automatically puts you in a better place, right? Because now it's not, how can I afford this, right? As in, you know, what do I need to do to make enough money to pay for this? But it's more of, what sources of income can I generate to pay for this, right? And then in that situation, once whatever it was you needed to pay for is paid for, you still have this source of income coming in now that's just, you know, extra, or, you know, gives you a little bit more capital or freedom to, you know, dive off into your next venture.
Right.
So again, just, it's important to focus on your financial upside. Like, where can I improve? Like, focus your attention and mind on that instead of, man, this is so hard. Like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I don't know where I'm going to get money from. Like, I'm stressed. Feel so sorry for me. You know what I mean? Like, don't think about it like that. Think about it like, okay, I'm in this place now, but with the proper mindset, the proper plan, and then my action, right? The proper, taking the proper steps, I can get out of this. And then money is a tool. It's not an outcome. I don't work for money. My money works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of mindset you need to have.
Absolutely. And that's big. And I think with mindset, the mindset allows you to be able to control the things that you can control, right? And obviously there's a lot of external factors that play into so many different things. There's a lot of systemic things that can interfere with your progress and present different barriers whenever you're looking to make financial decisions and move in a certain direction. But you just can't use that as an excuse or consider it as something that's going to put you in a position where there's no opportunity for you to get to where you're trying to go, right? And so the most important thing, like E was saying, is just having the right mindset in the way that you approach it, and recognizing that what you can't control is key, right? And certain things that you can control would be how you grow your income, you know what I'm saying? And considering how you can earn money, and that's really one of the first steps with attracting abundance, attracting the finances that you need. Because when you earn money, most importantly, what that does is it allows you to diversify your streams of income, and it strengthens your financial attraction, right? So find ways that you can earn money, find ways that you can generate additional streams of income. And with doing that, that just positions you for more opportunities and more financial flexibility in the future as well, too. In addition to that, also controlling your spending. You control that. You have control and can dictate where your money is going. So doing the proper budgeting also gives you an opportunity to have increased favor as it relates to your finances. So you definitely want to budget properly, and then just invest in your money, right? When you're able to budget, when you're able to generate income, now you can look into investing. And with investing, that can act as the magnetic core, because when you're allocating money properly, you can then pull from the interest. You can then multiply your wealth over time, and then you can start to see more money being attracted, right? And so that's basically what it is when you're wanting to attract abundance, is controlling what you can control, doing the little things very well, and then just having the mindset that you are able to use this tool of money to get yourself out of a situation and create opportunities for you, right? And like E was saying, like, not looking at a situation like, oh, I'm in this bind and I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
Stop the pity parties, you know?
Yeah, like that's not going to lead, like I said in the beginning, that's not going to lead to any type of solutions. I always say there's no solutions that you can find in stress.
That's going to do the opposite of attract.
Exactly, man. And that's going to detour you from opportunities and the potential of figuring it out. So when you're promoting positivity and you're looking to put yourself in the best possible position, I think solutions can be materialized over time, and you can connect with people, and then you're more open to having discussions with people to help in improving your situation. So you definitely just want to be mindful of that, but also understanding control what you can control and do the little things right, and that can put you in a better position.
For sure. And now one thing that we got to address, right? The ugly truth, right? The ugly truth.
Yeah, man.
But the
'Cause some
reality
things
is
ain't
most.
attractive.
You say what?
I said, because some things just not attractive.
Hey, right. But the reality is most people are in some sort of financial distress, right? The level of distress varies from person to person. But if you go look at any statistic right now of the amount of Americans that are in debt and how much debt and the average interest rate and, you know, all these various different things related to finances, you'll see that the average person is, not the average person, but a lot of people are in, some sort of financial distress, right? Yeah. And struggling to get out of that, whether it's debt or trying to figure out how to generate more income or just, finding a balance, can make you feel like you're trapped. So like identifying that feeling of being in a financial trap is important. But then again, going back to mindset, realizing that you're not stuck in like that trap, right? Or that pit. You know what I mean? Like you can get out of it. So you have to have that sort of mindset. And as said mentioned earlier about your financial attractiveness, right? You have to believe and embrace financial transformation in order to improve your financial potential. So like as you're, being more positive and you're doing good things, you're making solid investments, you're growing your portfolio of investments or whatever the case may be, and people see that and they're like, oh man, like what is he doing? Like, or what is she doing? And then, you attract, people who are similar, who have similar goals and ambitions and, or those who may not know how to, and you can provide some guidance to them because they trust you, right? So, again, the ugly truth is so many people are dealing with the same situation you're dealing with or that we're, so many people deal with. So realizing that should bring some sort of comfort to a certain extent, but make you realize like, okay, yeah, I'm in this rut. I'm in this what it feels like a trap, but I can get out of this with the right mindset, with the right plan, with the right focus, and I can get out of this. That's just very, very important to understand. You're not stuck.
Absolutely. And like you were saying too, first with recognizing where you're at, that's big, right? You have to see the situation. You can't have a blind eye to your financial struggles. You got to embrace those. Like there's no way around it.
Well, you got to identify them. You can't ignore them. You can't.
Yeah. You can't ignore those things. You know that they're there, and if you ignore them, they're not going to go away. Right. You have to acknowledge those things. And when you acknowledge those things, then you're able to create a plan. Right. And everything starts with the proper plan. When you have the proper plan, then you can start seeing what your attraction really is, because you're putting things in place to help in organize a strategic path towards prosperity or a strategic path towards financial abundance or financial freedom. So you definitely want to, set some goals, figure out what it is that you want to do and put those things in place and make certain that those things are attainable. And E always talks about those smart financial goals, right? So you definitely want to take those things into consideration as you start setting your goals for a financial breakthrough, right? And then in addition to that, you also want to make certain that you're saving money. And we were speaking about that earlier when it comes to budgeting when you're budgeting effectively, that gives you an opportunity to see what money that you have left over that you can start saving. And then when you start saving your money, you're able to invest that money.
Exactly. Save to invest. Don't
Save
just
to
save
invest.
to save. Save for with a purpose. Be intentional.
Be intentional. Save with a purpose. Be intentional. And do the correct things with the money. Like make sound financial decisions. And that comes with you identifying where you are from a financial standpoint and not ignoring it, because when you identify it, you can recognize the decisions that you're making that are negatively affecting you or impacting you from making the best possible financial decisions to move yourself forward, right? So you definitely want to make certain that you're doing that. In addition to that, maintaining an emergency fund, right? So when you save money, you invest money, and you can pull money back, have an emergency fund in the event certain things come up. You're not in a financial strain, which can also hinder you from attracting more opportunities from a financial aspect. And then lastly, just having a mindful lifestyle, right? You ain't got to do this whole I want to keep up with the Joneses type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put yourself in a financial bind trying to do what everybody else is doing. You don't know what everybody else's situation is, and you shouldn't compare yourself. I know E said this a lot of times, but comparison is the thief of joy. I think that's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying? Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy. You know what I'm saying? And when you start comparing yourself to other people, what their situation looks like, where they are financially, how much progress they've made, what they're doing, what they drive, what they wear, like that's always going to put you in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to keep up with everybody else.
At that point, nothing's going to be enough because somebody's always going to have something better than you.
Absolutely, man. So you and that just goes into your mindset, right? You got to control the way that your thoughts are and where you're positioning your thoughts, and then control what you can control. You can't control what the next person is doing and what they spending their money on. Worry about your situation, do what's best for you, and then opportunities can come in abundance.
Yeah, you may be at a different part of the race than they are, right? They might be on lap 10 and you just started, so don't be comparing.
Absolutely.
You may finish quicker than they did, even though they finished first. You hear me?
Wait, hello. Run that back for me one time, man, so I can catch it. It might have went over my head, brother.
Hey, I said they may finish before. So I said they may finish before you.
Yep.
Right. But you finish faster.
Got you.
All right. So you start the race, and you see like, man, they already done. And it's like, yeah, they started before you, but you finished quicker than they did.
Got you. Okay.
So don't compare yourself.
Yeah. Okay. I see where you went with that. Yeah, I had to let you rewind that back so I can catch you real quick. But I got you now.
Hey, that was one of them bars that
was like one of them.
That was like one of them Kendrick lines or something. Where it's like,
you had to listen to
man.
it.
Hold on.
You got to listen to it so you can catch it.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, we take that.
But cool, right? So this is basically in summary. So seeing your attraction, the power of positive energy. So, approaching your finances, and we kind of talked about this already, but approaching your finances with positive thoughts and good energy will help to attract the results that you want. So being positive about, thinking positive thoughts, like we talked about the power of your subconscious and how your subconscious doesn't know the difference between when you're, saying good things to it or you're saying bad things to it. And, your conscious doesn't joke around. So you shouldn't feed it negative things.
Right.
So, approach your finances with positive thoughts and good energy, and it'll help you attract the results you want. And then secondly, making those reasonable decisions, practical planning, and taking calculated risk will improve your reputation, your financial attractiveness, and it'll also help to create more opportunities. Because, people respect individuals who make, or leaders. We just had an episode where we talked about leaders and leadership skills. People who make reasonable decisions, who practical with their planning and take calculated risks that, seem to constantly pay off. People look at those individuals and they, when we talk about attractiveness, right? Like we're not talking about like, oh, you look good. No, it's your financial attractiveness or your business acumen. Like something about you is attractive, right? Like, okay, he knows what he's doing. She knows what she's doing. Like, let me holler at them. Let me go talk to them.
Right.
Or it's another person who's an investor or whatever, and they're like, man, he knows what he's doing, man. Let's partner. Like, I got an opportunity over here. Let me, tell Seth about it, because I know he going, take full advantage of it and not waste it.
Right.
So those types of things and making those types of decisions attract individuals to you and make you more attractive, which is gonna increase your financial attractiveness and gonna grow your pockets. It's gonna help you.
Yeah, it is.
Get those bigger pockets, no pun intended.
Big pockets.
And then I talked about this too, right? By doing things, everything that I just mentioned, right? Making those reasonable decisions, practical planning, taking those calculated risks. By doing those things, you're being intentional. And it's very, very important to be intentional about your financial improvement. You have to be intentional. And what that means in layman terms is have a plan. Be working towards something. Yeah. Don't just sit back and talk about what you want to do. And some, I don't remember who it was, but I just seen some on Instagram, and it kind of, I disagree with it a little bit, but then I kind of agree with it a little bit. But he basically said, reading a book or watching a podcast or like talking about, those things, those aren't actual actions to doing something, like in order for you to really take action, you have to take action towards whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So go read all the, exactly. So exactly, you got to make the play. You got to make the move. Like, just because you read up on how to make the move and you confident about making the move, you didn't make the move. You still got to make the move.
You still got to run the play. Like you in the huddle and you getting all this information. Hey, you got this. You got to run the da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? But you got to go out there and perform.
Until you make the play. Until you make the play.
Yeah.
So be very, very intentional and make the play. Run the play. See if it succeeds. See where you can make improvements. Where you can, quit talking about it. We don't want to talk about it no more. If you don't take nothing away from this episode, quit talking about it. Do it.
Get out
be
there
very,
and do
very intentional. Put it down on paper and then go run the play.
Get to it.
And then the last thing, and I think is probably the most hard for a lot of people who don't see the end of the tunnel when it comes to, being in that like financial trap or financial distress, is embracing that empowerment over fear. So it's very, very important to continue to educate yourself and go from that place of like fear and doubt to that place of like optimism and, being sure of yourself and being confident. And then that makes this whole ball game fun, because now it's like, okay, it's like the more you know, the more you grow, the more confident you become, the more with a purpose you can move, the more intentional you can be. It's like all those types of things just happen, like naturally almost, just by being consistent and constantly embracing these things. But it starts with, educating yourself. You got to learn as much as you can, and you can't put that on anyone else. Which, we've talked about that a million times. Like, it's great to have people in your corner who can help you. And if there are people who tell you about certain things, high five to them, kudos to them. But that wasn't their responsibility. So It's your responsibility to educate and empower yourself. And it'll help you get to that finish line. It'll help you get to that point that you want to be at. You got anything you want to add, Sid?
Nah, man, you got it. You hit the nail on the head. I said it right.
Say.
Yeah, I did say it right.
Yeah, no, you did. You did.
Boop.
You didn't have one of them George Bush moments.
I done messed that saying up a couple times. I didn't do it.
What my man said, fool me once.
Fool me once, shame on
me.
Fool me twice, fool me again.
Fool me twice, can't fool me again. He did. Hey, I think he said it the way you just said it on everything.
He messed it up.
As always, man, we greatly appreciate y'all. Man, we love y'all, man. Straight up. Like y'all been showing love. We done been getting hats sold, man. Y'all know how good it feel to us to see a Instagram post or a Facebook post of somebody wearing the hat, or wake up in the morning and see we got an order pending. You know what I'm saying? I got a big old smile on my face when I'm packaging them orders and shipping them out, man. So we greatly appreciate y'all. We invest everything back into this, man. So, and we're gonna continue to do so because we're really passionate about this, and this is much more than us trying to sell you something. Like we care about the information in the people and providing that benefit and value, and then hopefully you can pass the information on to someone else, and
Yeah, man.
you know, and it continues to go on.
Go out and be beneficial.
Yeah, but we got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. We say that all the time, but at this point, I'm sure y'all can see that we don't be playing around, right? We own it, and there's a lot of really good things to come. So, with all that said, if you don't do nothing else,
Yeah.
keep it thorough,
Keep it thorough.
and we'll holler at y'all next time.
Deuces.